Hey, it's Kathy here, the local barker, and sorry about the noise. I started this video right when there is a plane flying overhead, evidently. So I'm out here with my newest pack member, Trigger. He's a pretty awesome dog. It's just him today. Well, not all day, but him in this little group. I don't have any other ones from his area that walk in packs, so just me and Trigger today. And so I have another story time. So, as a dog walker, what is your worst nightmare? Here's mine. Losing a dog. Right? Like, I don't know what else could be worse than losing a dog. Well, there could be other things, but let's try not to get into that. This is what I'm what I'm talking about today is, losing a dog. Well, guess what? That actually happened to me. I lost a dog, so let's get right into it. This was a couple months ago, and I met this dog on a meet and greet, and I was picking up stuff from him. He was a rescue, and the owners were saying that he has separation anxiety and he always wants to be around them, and that's why they wanted me to take him out and walk him like a few days a week, or starting with like once a week or whatever. I said, oh, okay. So I met him, it all went well, he seemed okay. And so we set up a time to go for me to take him out on like the next week or whatever. So I get there, and there's a few red flags, let me tell you. So the first red flag was that, sorry, I'm like walking through cobwebs and stuff, so don't mind me. So the first red flag was he wouldn't even get into the car with me. The owner had to come out and like tell him to get into the car so he would actually get into the car. Red flag number one. And red flag, another red flag. So these are in no necessary order. That he doesn't like to be separated from his owners, from his parents, right? He was a COVID rescue, didn't like to be separated. And I don't have experience with rescues, okay? I think it's awesome that people like rescue dogs. Yes, I think takes a lot, and it takes a lot of time and real will, and it's good, it's awesome. But I myself personally do not have experience with rescue dogs. Okay, so now back to when I picked him up. I thought, okay, I'll take him somewhere close and somewhere that he knows, so that, like, close to his house, so that maybe he'll be more comfortable with me being somewhere where he is familiar with. So I took him, like, luckily it was only about 5 minutes down the road. And so I opened he was just in the back, with a hatch of a van or whatever. He was just in the back. So I opened the door. Whoa. Come here. Sorry, I heard like a big rustling in those woods. Don't know what it is. Let's get the hell out of here. Come on, Trigger. Come on, Trigger. I don't know what that was. I'll just say that was a duck. Literally have no idea, but it was a big rustling and it was not Trigger. But anyways, we're getting out of there. Okay, so back to the story. Don't mind me looking over my shoulder, or whatever the hell that was. But the bushes are so thick I can't see. So, we'll call that a duck or a goose. Anyways, back to the story. So when I got there, I like lifted the back of the van up to let him out, and I had it open like like a centimeter probably, and he bolts out. I had no chance of grabbing his leash. Like, he had a leash on him, but I did not have him attached to anything inside the van, which I changed that practice after that, so I did learn something from this. But anyways, he bolted from the van, and thankfully I was on not a busy road. It was near a beach, right? I was taking him for a walk on a rocky beach. I was gonna keep his leash on and everything. Like, I had no intentions of taking his leash off or having him off leash or anything, but he bolted, and he had like kind of a long leash on. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can just get him and get it and like step on the leash and then just get them the hell back in the car and take him back. Well, that did not happen. He ran across the street into the like another little parking lot area / like woodsy area, and like went to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, well, if he's going to the bathroom, I can get him. Well, no, he just came out. Come on, Trigger. What are you sniffing at? And so he went to the bathroom, but I still didn't get him. There's like 2 guys on this beach. This was like in the winterish time, so it was like not busy. So I was lucky that there was anybody around at all. These 2 guys there, like in separate vehicles, they weren't related or in any way, shape or form. And they're like, so I was like, what was his name? Winston. I forget what the dog's name was, but I was calling his name. And I was like, Winston. I can't remember what his name was. Winston, come on. So I was calling his name and he wouldn't come. I like had his treats, but he didn't give a shit about the treats. And so then he runs down, and then he just like, he looked at me. He did not have anything to do with me at all. He did not want to anything to do with me. So he ran across the street again to the beach, which was good. I was like, okay, he's on the beach. At least he's not on the friggin' road. And but it didn't last too long, because the guy was trying to get him. I was trying to get him, and we got too close to him, and he bolted off from the beach back onto the road and headed home in his direction. Like, I knew where he was going. I'm like, okay, he knows he's going home. So I was like, holy shit. And he did not stop. He ran down this street, and I was running after him. And I was like, okay, I got to call the owners, because there's no way he's coming back to me. So I'm like running and calling the owners, and I'm like huffing and puffing. I'm like, as soon as they picked up, they're like, the owner, she's like, oh, what did he do? Like, it was not unexpected that he would do this. I think they kind of expected that he would not be great, because they're like, what did he do? And I was like, I'm chasing him down the street right now. He's not coming. I told her where we were, and they're like, okay, we're on our way. I was like, oh, thank God. So one of the guys that was helping me comes in his car, because he's gone quite a ways, and I thought, what do I do? Do I get in my car, or do I... Oh my God, that was tripped. That's all I get for not paying attention when I'm walking. So I get in there. So I decided to go on foot. So I was chasing him on foot. And then one of the guys that were helping me get a hold of him was driving. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. I said, I have the owners on the phone. They're coming to get him right now. He's like, okay, I'll just stay here and make sure he doesn't, go any further, because he kind of blocked off the road. So he'd make sure he doesn't go any further. And I said, oh, thank you so much. Well, then the dog turned around and went back towards the beach area. So I'm running back to not really chasing him, like running after him, because I knew I had no chance of catching him. Trying to make him get off the road. That was my main intention. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna catch him. I knew he didn't want me anywhere near him, and that's not what I was trying to do. I was just trying to get him off the road. Thankfully, it was not a busy road, and like the only ones on it were these 2 gentlemen that were helping me. And so we got back to the beach area, and he was on the beach. I thought, okay, thank you. And I did not get close. I stayed back, but kept him towards the beach. Like, I didn't go towards him at the beach. I just stayed back so that he didn't get, so he didn't, wasn't afraid. So he wasn't afraid and didn't get scared and spooked and take off. So I kept him at the beach, and the guy that was in the car like stayed near the beach in his vehicle, like it parked off the side of the road, and the other gentleman had gone back to his car, like, so and then finally their owners came. I was like, oh my god, thank god. And then she gets out of the car, she's like, oh, and the dog she gets out of the car and gets him, and he comes right to her. Of course he did. Like, he just did not want to have anything to do with anybody else other than his owners. And well, they get him, and she's like, oh, let me give you a hug. I'm not even a hugger, but I was like, whew, my heart was in my chest. I was friggin' scared. I was nervous. I was all these feelings, because like that's never happened before. That's like my worst nightmare come true, right? Like, and she's like, gives me a hug. She's like, oh, it's okay. Like, she's like, we knew he was heading home. It was just the road that we were worried about. I said, yeah, me too. Like, geez, I didn't want him to get hit on his way home, because I knew that's where he was heading as well. So anyways, they got him. They took him home. They like tried to pay me, and I was like, no, you're not paying me for that. I can't take money for losing your dog, right? Chasing him around. And I'm like, no, you're not paying me. She's like, well, maybe we can do it gradually, and, you know, come over and take walks with her and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, maybe, but really, like, I was thinking, no, that was my experience, and I don't really have time to put on trigger to, you know, spend getting to know a dog so I can take him out once a week or whatever. I was pretty busy, and I only have so many hours in the day, so that wasn't really my thing. But honestly, I never heard from them again, and I'm not surprised, because that was a horrible experience. Even though they weren't surprised that happened, like, it was not something that I want to repeat. It was awful. So yeah, that was my story of how I lost a dog. Okay, or couldn't catch a dog, or whatever you want to say. It was awful. So what I learned from that was to always have your dog secured in the vehicle, because you never know if they're gonna get spooked or just get excited and jump out, and who knows, right? It's raining a little bit. Come on, Trigger, this way, buddy. And now we're beside a road, so yeah. So that was so what I learned is, so sorry, I'm right beside a busy road. To have your dog secured. Before you go on your first walk, make sure you're comfortable. Make sure the dog's comfortable with you. Because he sure was not comfortable with me, and he did not want to have anything to do with me. And it was not a pleasant experience for either of us. Like, he must have been scared out of his mind as well, right? Like, going with a stranger in a car, and he doesn't know what I'm doing or what I want, and he's already, you know, it was a rescue. He already has like some issues, so, and who doesn't? So yeah, and I also learned, like I just did with Trigger, hiking meet and greet with his owner, which was awesome, because it's kind of like a first walk, although like you can't, it's different with an owner than when they're not there, but you get a really good idea of how good their recall is and how well they walk, and just an all around general idea of the dog when you take them for a walk in your meet and greet. So I might, in there, Trigger, come on, let's go, buddy. So I might start instituting that, okay, for a meet and greet, even if it's not a hike like this, like a walk around their neighborhood, a walk in the woods, somewhere where I can get more of a better sense of the dog. So, you know, at least I learned things from it. And now the dogs, I have dog seatbelts. I don't have them loose in the car. They're secured, so that can't happen again, because that was terrifying. I got it, had a happy ending, and everything worked out, I guess, but it was not fun for anyone. Not a fun experience to go through. And if I can help prevent someone else from having that experience, I would like to do that. It just was kind of awful. So what I recommend to help avoid a situation like that is really make sure you know your dogs. So take the extra time to do an extra meet and greets if need be, with the owners there. and then without them, but maybe close by, and have them restrained in your car so that they can't just friggin' take off when you open the door. Yeah. So, sorry, I was trying to get it on. He's going ahead right here. So that was my story of how I lost a dog. And please, if you have any questions or comments, or if you have an experience similar to that, or something that really scared the crap out of you, that you know, you try to help prevent others from experiencing it, please leave it in the comments below. I'd like to chat about it. And as always, thank you for watching, and have the rest of your day. Bye now.